Welcome to the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, and welcome here. We are in the top of the first inning. It is the Wahama White Falcons traveling up Route 7 to take on the Eastern Eagles here in Tuppers Plains. Wahama coming in with a record of 7-8. Eastern with a record of 8-2, but Wahama already on the board as a Blake Henry single started it off, followed by E5 to Braden Stats. And Blake Henry came all the way around to score. Braden Stats now standing on second base. This is a Total Media YouTube production. Brian Allen here, along with a cast of characters manning the computers and the cameras. And this one fouled away, as it is Hayden Lloyd at the bat now with an 0-2 count. Clayton Moore, young left-hander for the Eagles, on the mound. And opposite for the White Falcons will be Parker Fields pitching. So far, the White Falcons leading 1-0. Couple of batters in. This was taken low and outside. The count now 1-2 to Hayden Lloyd. So starting with the top of the lineup, Blake Henry, followed by Braden Stats, Hayden Lloyd. In the cleanup spot, Eli Rickard. Batting fifth, Seth Olinger. As we get a batted ball here put in play to the shortstop, and moving on the play is Braden Stats as we go fielder's choice 6-3 on the putout. Hayden Lloyd retired. Braden Stats moves to third. And now with one away, the cleanup hitter Eli Rickard will bat. Seth Olinger in the 5 spot. Aiden Young batting 6th. Parker Fields 7th. Jake Roberts 8th, and in the 9 spot, Harrison Lloyd. First pitch swing, and this one lifted into short left field. The catch is made, and a fake tag is a nice, strong throw. That most likely would have been an out. So fly out 7 for Eli Rickard. And now with 2 away, runner on third base, and Seth Olinger will step in. Playing right field, number 21 for the White Falcons, as Lance Hensler made a nice play there in left field. It looked like that one was going to die and drop in, but Hensler with a nice running catch and then a good strong throw to home plate. Moore's first pitch put in play. Again, the shortstop, Ethan Edwards, over to Gilmore. Nice pick at first base, Rowan Gilmore. So again, 6-3 on the putout. So for the White Falcons, they score 1 run off of 1 hit, 1 left on base. And we'll head to the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 White Falcons over the Eagles here on Total Media YouTube.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And welcome back as we head into the bottom of the first inning. White Falcons leading the Eagles 1-0. And the Eagles getting their first crack at it here. We'll go through their lineup. They'll lead off with number 4, Ethan Edwards, playing shortstop. In the 2 spot, number 16, Hunter Needs in center field. Batting third will be number 11, Alex Collins, the DH. In the cleanup spot, number 10, Caleb Abner, catching. In the 5 spot, number 30, Rowan Gilmore at first base as we get our first pitch from Parker Fields, taken high for ball 1. In the 6th spot, number 2, Aiden Wilhelm at second base. Is this one down off the third base, down the third base line and off the base? This is going to go for 2 as the throw comes in. So a leadoff double for Ethan Edwards. And just like that, Eagles with action on the base pass. Aiden Wilhelm batting 6th, the 7-hitter, number 13, Lane Atha in right field. In the 8th spot, it'll be number 1, Brady Rockhold playing third base. And batting 9th, number 3, Lance Hensler in left field as we get a courtesy runner in the game for the Eagles. That would be number 4. And we'll move on here. Hunter Needs. First pitch taken inside for ball 1 to Hunter Needs. I believe that's number 4 out there on the base pass, but I do not see. We don't have a courtesy runner. That's Ethan Edwards still running. So just come to get the batting glove. This one fouled out of play, evens the count at 1-1. To the center fielder for the Eagles, Hunter Needs. Parker Fields on the mound. Right-handed pitcher for the White Falcons. Taken inside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Alex Collins on deck. Caleb Abner in the hole for the Eagles. Wahama leading 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning. And this one out of play. Count now even at 2-2. Wahama scoring a run in the top of the first inning. A leadoff single by Blake Henry. An error by the third baseman Rockhold on the throw to first as this one is put into play over the second baseman's head. That's going to fall in for a hit, and holding at third, a smart decision for Ethan Edwards. He holds at third off of the single by Hunter Needs. Edwards didn't really get a good break on the ball in play there. He had to wait and see as Harrison Lloyd, the second baseman, was heading into short right center field. The ball fell in over his head for a single. And now with runners on first and third and no outs, Alex Collins will step in. Parker Fields from the stretch. Runner takes off, and he's going to take second without a throw. Hunter Needs with the stolen base. Ball 1 to Alex Collins. 1-0 the count as the Eagles try to knot this one up. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. And here's a pitch from Fields. Swung on in high in the air. Eli Rickard settles in under it in foul ground, makes the catch. Pop out 3 for Alex Collins. And Caleb Abner now will step in. Still runners on first and third now with, second and third now with 1 out. The cleanup hitter, Caleb Abner. Behind the plate tonight for the Eagles. And this first pitch taken high for the White Falcons. Parker Fields on the mound. Cyrus Rickard behind the plate. Left to right around the infield. It is Stats at third. Young at short. Harrison Lloyd at second. Eli Rickard, I should say, at first. Now a 2-0 count. And around the outfield, left to right, it's Hayden Lloyd in left, Henry in center, and Olinger in right field for the White Falcons. And here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, it's a high fly ball to center fielder Blake Henry. And it's going to drop in as neither player, here comes the throw, but not in time. Now over to third. Close play called safe. As first and third. Ethan Edwards scores to tie the game at 1-1. Hunter Needs ends up at third base on the play, and Caleb Abner stands at first base with a single over Harrison Lloyd in front of Blake Henry. So we've had a couple of those where they've just hung up in the air and no chance for the White Falcons to make a play. Rowan Gilmore will step to the plate, batting fifth. Now runners on first and third. Runner takes off, fouled away. It's a healthy cut by Rowan Gilmore. As Caleb Abner was taking off, looking to steal second base. Now, of course, heading back to first after the foul ball. Parker Fields with an 0-1 count. One out here in the bottom of the first inning. Game tied 1-1. Runners on first and third for the Eagles. 0-1 the count to the senior, Rowan Gilmore. Runner takes off, and again it's fouled off. Now 0-2. 0-2 to Gilmore. So that pitch may be a little outside, reached out and just got a piece of it. Two foul balls here for Gilmore. And let's see if Abner elects to take off again, and he does, and it's a swing and a miss for the strikeout. And so Gilmore is the first strikeout victim for Parker Fields. Abner does end up on second base with the stolen base, but now 2 outs in the inning, and Aiden Wilhelm will bat, playing second base for the Eagles. Now runners on second and third with 2 outs. 1-1 the score. Fouled away. Parker Fields working the high end of the strike zone here. It's really testing the Eagles hitters. The Eagles have not really had a hard hit ball. Both of their hits dropped in over the second baseman as this pitch is outside, evens the count at 1-1. Lane Atha on deck. Should Wilhelm reach? Here with 2 outs in the inning, bottom of the first. Fields delivers, and this one belted to center field. Henry settles in under it, makes the catch. Fly out 8, and that will end the inning. So for the Eagles, they score 1 run off of 2 hits. 2 left on base. We'll head to the top of the second inning. 1-1 the score. Here from Tupper's Plains, you're listening to a Total Media Sports YouTube production.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Okay, and welcome back as we head into the top of the second inning. For the White Falcons, it'll be 6, 7, 8 batting. Aiden Young, Parker Fields, Jake Roberts. And while we get a chance here, we'll go around the Eagle defense. Clayton Moore on the mound with Caleb Abner behind the plate as Aiden Young steps in. Around the infield here, third base is Brady Rockhold as this one's popped up. Gilmore settles in. Rowan Gilmore makes the catch. Pop out 3. First pitch swinging for Aiden Young. So Rockhold at third, Ethan Edwards at short. At second base is Aiden Wilhelm and Rowan Gilmore at first base. Around the outfield, Lance Hensler in left, Hunter Needs in center, and Lane Atha in right field. Parker Fields the batter. Pitching for the White Falcons. Takes first pitch inside for ball 1. 1 out here in the top of the second. 1-1 the score. Clayton Moore over the zone. Evens the count at 1-1. Both teams really swinging the bats today at not really taking a lot of offerings. We've had a lot of first pitch swings, and this one fouled off. Count now 1-2 to Parker Fields. Both teams coming in on a 3-game winning streak. As Wahama, their most recent contest, a 13-0 victory over Van. This one hit sharply to second base. And Wilhelm to Gilmore. 4-3 on the putout. Now with 2 away, Jake Roberts will step in. So yeah, Wahama with a 13-0 victory on Friday at home against Van. The Eagles also on a 3-game winning streak. Their most recent win Friday night at Paint Valley as they took it to them, 19-1. The final in that one. So both teams feeling pretty good about themselves coming in. First pitch inside to Jake Roberts, 1-0 the count. And we are tied at 1 here in the top of the second inning. Here's the delivery, and swung on and fouled back. And I believe the umpire took the brunt of that one. Looks to be okay. And now the count 1-1. 2 away in the top of the second. Nobody on for the White Falcons. Jake Roberts takes it high, 2-1. Quick reminder, tomorrow we'll be on the air at Wahama. It'll be a radio-only contest. That'll be on 92.1. So this one's put into play, and it's going to, oh my, what a catch. Ethan Edwards with a diving play. I thought that was going to go over his head, so that goes pop out 6, Jake Roberts. And a wonderful play for the Eagles. And for the White Falcons, no runs, no hits, nobody left on. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Score remains 1-1 here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, as we head into the bottom of the second inning, for the Eagles, it'll be 7, 8, 9. Lane Atha, Brady Rockhold, Lance Hensler. And as mentioned, tomorrow on 92.1, it'll be the Meigs Marauders taking on the Wahama White Falcons at Wahama. And Total Media will be there. Again, a radio-only contest on 92.1. The Marauders taking on the White Falcons. First pitch here, swing. Lane Atha fouls this one off down the third base line. Parker Fields high on this delivery. Evens the count at 1-1. Both teams scoring a run in the first inning. Wahama retired in order in the top of the second. Fouled off, and now the count 1-2 to Lane Atha. Both pitchers working quickly. All the hitters working quickly as well, swinging at nearly anything close to the plate. This one put in play down the third base line under the glove as Braden Stats could not quite glove that one, so that goes as a single. Lane Atha standing on first base with a hard hit shot. And Brady Rockhold will step in for his first at-bat of the game, playing third base. Lane Atha leading off of first base. And here we go. Brady Rockhold steps in. Parker Fields again from the stretch. here's the pitch outside as the runner takes off. Throw comes down, not in time. Nice throw by Cyrus Rickard as he actually made that a very close play, but stolen base for Lane Atha. 1-0 the count to Brady Rockhold. With the runner in scoring position, and here's the pitch. Taken high, now 2-0. 1-1 to score. At the bottom of the second inning. And here's the pitch, swung on and missed. A healthy cut for Brady Rockhold. As the bottom dropped out of that on the off-speed pitch by Parker Fields. Swung on and missed. Now 2-2, count evens up. A couple nice pitches by Parker Fields. Atha leading off second, and this one fouled off. Count remains 2-2. A little bit of rain earlier in the day, but the field looks great. They were able to work through it, and the infield looks nice. No ponding, so nice night for baseball as this pitch is taken high, and the count runs full at 3-2. A little bit of a breeze blowing, but pretty good April weather. And here's the full count pitch. And put into play. This is going to sneak through between second and short. And they're going to send the runner. Atha is coming. Here's the throw. He's safe. As I'll tell you what, that was a close play. Nice job by Hayden Lloyd. And Atha crosses the plate to give the Eagles a 2-1 lead. As Rockhold ends up on second base. With a single and advancing to second on the throw. Lance Hensler, the batter. Hensler playing left field in the 9-hole. So after Hensler, it'll be the top of the order again with Ethan Edwards. Eagles now leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. And here's the pitch. Over the outside corner, taken by Hensler for strike one. And here's the 0-1 pitch. And again, hits the outside corner. Parker Fields spotting these last two pitches perfectly, and it's an 0-2 count to Hensler. Nobody out, runner on second base for the Eagles. The 0-2 pitch, taken high, now 1-2. Hensler waiting for his pitch. Two count, here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Count remains 1-2. Parker Fields just spotting the ball right at that shoulder level. It's just high enough to be uncomfortable to swing at, but it's still on the border region of the strike zone. And this one popped up. Third baseman Braden Stats hauls it in. Pop out 5. The first out here at the bottom of the second inning, and we go back to the top of the order. Ethan Edwards. Ethan Edwards doubled to lead off the bottom of the first, later came around to score to tie the game. So Edwards 1 for 1 with a run scored. Takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Parker Fields with the pitch. Outside again, a ball, 2-0. Parker Fields trying to find command of the strike zone here early in the contest. 2-0. Here's the pitch put into play. Again, one of those no-man land plays, but Blake Henry with a sliding catch. Nice play. And Edwards is retired. Fly out 8. And now with 2 outs in the inning, Hunter Needs will bat. Hunter Needs with an RBI single. And no, that was not an RBI single. He had a single and a stolen base, later stranded on third base. So this one fouled back by Hunter Needs for strike one. 0-1 the count. Hunter Needs 1 for 1 with a stolen base. Caleb Abner had the RBI later on in that first inning with an RBI single. Parker Field steps off, sending Rockhold back to second. 2 outs now in the inning. Eagles leading 2-1. And here's the pitch, taken outside. 1-1 the count. Left-handed batting Hunter Needs. Alex Collins on deck should Needs reach. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. Now 1-2. And here we go. Parker Fields. He's ready from the stretch. And here's the 0-2 pitch swung on and missed for the strikeout. Second strikeout of the game for Parker Fields. That ends the threat for the Eagles. 1 run off of 2 hits, 1 left on base. We'll head to the top of the third inning. 2-1, Eagles leading the White Falcons. This is a Total Media Sports YouTube production.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And here we go into the top of the third inning. For the White Falcons, it'll be 9-1-2 Harrison Lloyd, followed by Blake Henry and Braden Stats. Harrison Lloyd getting his first at bat of the contest as Clayton Moore remains on the mound, the lefty for the Eagles. And here's the pitch, taken high for ball 1. Harrison Lloyd playing second base. He's had a very active game in the infield for the White Falcons. This one's in there for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. As Harrison Lloyd has had to range out into the outfield a number of times in the early goings of this one. This one bounces in, 2-1. The count to Harrison Lloyd. We are in the top of the third inning, 2-1. Eagles leading the White Falcons. Fouled back, evens the count at 2-2. White Falcons scoring 1 run in the first. The Eagles matching that in the bottom of the first. And after a scoreless second for the White Falcons, the Eagles scored 1 in the bottom of the second to take this 2-1 lead. Now we bat in the top of the third, taken low. And the count runs full at 3-2. And Clayton Moore with the payoff pitch. Fouled back off the catcher. And the count remains full at 3-2. It's Caleb Abner took that one off the shoulder pad over the right shoulder. Seems to be okay. And we'll try it again, the payoff pitch. And this one's fouled up and out of play, and we'll do it again. we go. Clayton Moore, he's ready from the windup. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled back yet again. Nice at bat here for Harrison Lloyd. Count remains full. Clayton Moore, ready to go. Here's the pitch, put into play, into short left field. Hensler coming in, and he'll make the catch as Ethan Edwards was giving chase as well. Hensler makes the play, pop out 7. And we go back to the top of the order. Blake Henry, followed by Braden Stats and Hayden Lloyd, should either reach. Blake Henry 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored in the top of the first inning. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. As that was right there. Knee-high fastball. 0-1 the count. This one outside evens the count at 1. 1-1 the count with 1 out. Here in the top of the third inning. Swung on and fouled back. 1-2 to Blake Henry. Lefty on lefty here. Clayton Moore, the left-hander on the mound, going up against Blake Henry, batting left-handed. Fouled out of play down the third baseline. And we'll try it again with a 1-2 count. Both of these teams so good at protecting with 2 strikes. You just see a lot of foul balls in this scenario, waiting on their pitch. And Henry blasts this one to right field. And a nice running catch by Lane Atha. Fly out 9 is, boy, that looked good off the bat, but the wind just knocked that one down. And now Blake Henry with a hard hit fly out. Braden Stats will bat. Stats reached in the top of the first inning on an E5. Was later stranded at third base to end the inning. 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch taken outside for ball 1. Hayden Lloyd on deck. And here's the 1-0 pitch put into play to first baseman Rowan Gilmore. Takes it off the high bounce. Over to first base, ground out 3 unassisted. And for the White Falcons, no runs, no hits, nobody left on base. And we'll head to the bottom of the third inning. 2-1 Eagles over the White Falcons here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And welcome back as we head into the bottom of the third inning. For the Eagles, it'll be 3-4-5. Alex Collins, Caleb Abner, and Rowan Gilmore. Eagles leading 2-1. Alex Collins 0 for 1. Popped out to the first baseman Eli Rickard back in the first inning. Parker Fields remains at pitcher. And here's the pitch to Collins, swung on and missed, a healthy cut. We've seen that from a number of batters on both sides. The 2 pitchers very deceptive, sneaking these fastballs by the heavy hitters. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one popped up into left field. Hayden Lloyd coming in, and he makes the catch. Fly out 7. And Caleb Abner will bat. Caleb Abner with an RBI single in the first inning and a stolen base. His hit tied the score at 1 at the time. Eagles would go on to score a run in the second inning to take this 2-1 lead. Abner takes this one outside for ball 1. So Abner 1 for 1 with a single and RBI and a stolen base. Fields from the windup. Here's the pitch outside. Now 2-0. Caleb Abner behind the plate for the Eagles. Swung on and fouled off down the third base line. 2-1 now the count. And here's the 2-1 pitch from Parker Fields. Taken high, now 3-1. Neither pitcher has walked a batter as of yet in this contest. 3-1 pitch. Fouled off as it was a check swing, just making contact. And the count runs full with 3-2. And, you know, you get just enough of the plate to make them think about it. And that's where you get that half swing. Belted into left field. This one's going to drop in. Hayden Lloyd sends it back in quickly. It's a 1-out single for Caleb Abner, who is now 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Rowan Gilmore will step in, batting 5th. Gilmore is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first inning. Now batting with a runner on first base and 1 out in the third. Parker Fields, now again from the stretch. Runner takes off, pitch taken outside. Here's the throw. And not even close. Abner into second base with the stolen base. As the Eagles have been active on the base paths. That is their 4th stolen base in the contest. 1-0 pitch. Taken right over the plate, evens the count at 1-1. Rowan Gilmore now with a runner in scoring position. 1 away here in the bottom of the third. 2-1 Eagles leading. And the 1-1 pitch taken outside. Now the count 2-1. Gilmore waiting for a pitch, something he can drive. Two and 1 to count. High now, 3-1. Back-to-back 3-1 counts here. Caleb Abner ended the at-bat with a single. Now Gilmore with the same 3-1 count. And here's the pitch. Fouled away, and again the count runs full. Same thing with the last batter as well. Abner leads off a second base. And the payoff pitch to Gilmore. Lofted high into left field. In foul ground, Lloyd makes the catch. Fly out 7. And I'll tell you what, you see some of these balls look very good off the bat, but the swirling winds, we've seen this now 2 weeks in a row here at Eastern, just have a tendency to knock the ball down a little bit. And Aiden Wilhelm steps in. He flew out to center fielder Blake Henry to end the first inning. Now he bats with a runner on second, now 2 outs. Parker Fields tries to work through it. First pitch taken high, ball 1. Parker Fields has worked through traffic throughout this contest, but keeping the White Falcons in it. Batted again to left field, Hayden Lloyd, and he's over to make the catch. Again, fly out 7. All 3 outs in the inning recorded by Hayden Lloyd in left field. So for the Eagles, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. We'll head to the top of the 4th inning. Score remains 2-1, Eagles over the White Falcons here on Total Media Sports.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And we move on to the top of the fourth inning. It'll be 3, 4, 5 batters for the White Falcons. Hayden Lloyd, Eli Rickard, Seth Olinger. Clayton Moore out for another inning of work for the Eagles. He's pitched 3 innings of 1-run ball. Hayden Lloyd starts it off for the White Falcons. He grounded out to the shortstop in the first inning, 6-3. As Hayden Lloyd rocking a very nice mustache for the White Falcons. And he's ready to go. Clayton Moore from the windup. Here's the pitch. Just off the outside corner. Want to know the count to Hayden Lloyd. This one very low. Now 2-0. 2-1. Eagles leading at the top of the fourth inning. This one low as well, and it is a 3-0 count to Hayden Lloyd. As mentioned earlier, neither pitcher has walked a batter through 3 innings of play. Not something you see too often in high school baseball. Is this one over the plate for a strike? Three and one the count to Hayden Lloyd. And time called. The batter called time there. And Hayden Lloyd is back in. He's ready to go. 3-1 the count. Clayton Moore delivers. And it's taken low. It's a walk. All 4, our first walk of the game. Hayden Lloyd heads over to first base. Leadoff walk, and Eli Rickard will step in. Eli Rickard flew out to the left fielder, Lance Hensler, in the first inning. And now he bats with 1 on, nobody out in the top of the fourth inning. Taken low, ball 1. It's Clayton Moore just a little bit too far down on many of these pitches. They're close, but about ankle high. This one a little bit better, not quite. 2-0. Eli Rickard. Wahama is showing a little bit of patience here in these at-bats in the fourth inning. This one is over the plate, 2-1. Something tells me if that same pitch comes in that same location, Eli Rickard will be pulling the trigger here. 2-1 the count. 1 on, nobody out, top of the fourth inning. Throw, they've got him. In the rundown, and here's the throw over to first, still going. And he's out. Hayden Lloyd is tagged out. And so a nice play by Clayton Moore as he was able to get Hayden Lloyd leaning. And so the pickoff records the out. And just like that, the leadoff base runner is removed. And now the count 2-1 to Eli Rickard. Now 1 out, nobody on. And boy, that's one of those plays that drives a coach crazy. And this one to the shortstop. Edwards over to first base. He out recorded 6-3 on the putout. Nice strong throw from Ethan Edwards. As one of those baseball terms on that pickoff, you'd call that a toot bland. which I had to look this up. I've heard Toot Bland mentioned in Major League games a million times, thrown out on the bases like a nincompoop. So I did not know that that's what the acronym stood for, but there you go. If you ever watch a Major League game and you hear him mention a Toot Bland, you'll know what that means. Now 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. First pitch over the plate for strike 1, second pitch low. Evens the count 1-1. Seth Olinger, the batter, 0 for 1 with a ground out to the shortstop. And it's a base hit down the third base line. Nice bit of hitting for Seth Olinger. Sharp hit single just wide of Brady Rockhold, who made a nice play on the ball, but tailing away from him. 2-out single for Seth Olinger, and Aiden Young will step in. Aiden Young popped out to Rowan Gilmore to lead off the 2nd inning. Clayton Moore from the stretch. This one bounces in for ball 1. Abner found the ball quickly to prevent Seth Olinger taking off. And here's the 1-0 pitch to Aiden Young. Over the plate, evens the count at 1-1. 1-1 the count. There's a pitch fouled off, and the count now 1-2. As Seth Olinger took off on contact there with the 2-out ball put nearly in play, but fouled off, and now the count 1-2. Here's the pitch from Clayton Moore. Fouled off yet again. The count remains 1-2. And here's the 1-2 pitch. 2 outs, runner on first base, put into play. Ethan Edwards again. He's going to bobble it and cannot make the play. Oh my, so E6, Aiden Young reaches. Seth Olinger heads to second, and the inning continues. Now runner in scoring position for the White Falcons, Parker Fields. On the mound for the White Falcons, now steps into the batter's box. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to the second baseman, Wilhelm, in the 2nd inning. With a chance to further his cause and even up the score. Eagles leading 2-1. First pitch taken low for ball 1. Second pitch outside, and now 2-0. Jake Roberts on deck for the White Falcons. Should Parker Fields reach? With 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. And here's the pitch. Over the plate. 2-1. Nice looking pitch there from Clayton Moore. 2-1 the count. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. So White Falcons look to knot this one up. Just inside. 3-1. Clayton Moore from the stretch. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Put into play, and a hot shot off the glove of Rockhold. And Wahama's going to hold the runner. So now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. And boy, that was, I tell you, just unofficial scoring. I'm going to give a single on that, as that was just a hard hit ball. Rockhold was able to get a little bit of a glove on it, but that would have been a really, really fine play. As all the runners move up, we'll give Parker Fields the single, and now Jake Roberts, who's 0 for 1 with a pop out to the shortstop, fouls this first pitch away. His pop out ended the 2nd inning. Now he's batting with 2 outs in the 4th inning. Bases are loaded with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Taken high, evens the count at 1-1. Left-handed hitting Jake Roberts. Here's the pitch, fouls it away. And the count now 1-2. Clayton Moore trying to finish this one off. Jake Roberts trying to tie this one up. And right there, taken for strike 3, and it's a backwards K to end the threat for the White Falcons. No runs, 2 hits, 3 left on base. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Eagles hold this 2-1 lead here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Bottom of the 4th inning. Eagles leading 2-1, and they will send 7, 8, 9 to the batter's box. It'll be Lane Atha, Brady Rockhold, Lance Hensler. Lane Atha with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored in the 2nd inning. Takes this one outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Lane Atha. Lane Atha scored the lead run at this point in the game. Right over the outside corner. Now the count even at 1-1. Parker Fields remaining on the pitcher's mound for another inning of work. So we are now in the 4th inning, 2-1. Count to Lane Atha. And this is going to be a close play, a strong throw, but not in time. So an infield single for Lane Atha to lead off the bottom of the 4th. Running hard out of the box. And Brady Rockhold will bat. He had a single that an RBI single that brought Atha around to score in the 2nd inning. This pitch taken outside. Atha not moving on the pitch. As Brady Rockhold bats. 1 for 1, as mentioned, with an RBI single in the 2nd. Fouled off, evens the count at 1-1. 2-1, Eagles of the White Falcons here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's been a quick moving game. It's been a nice pitcher's duel between Parker Fields and Clayton Moore. Fouled off again. 1-2. Now the count to Brady Rockhold. Lance Hensler on deck. Ethan Edwards in the hole for the Eagles. Rockhold steadies himself. He's back in the batter's box. Fields from the stretch delivers the 1-2 pitch. Put into play, and that's a fair ball. And again, it's an infield single as that one just snuck inside of the third base bag. Braden Stats able to range over and get a glove on the ball, but no play to be made. So Atha heads to second. Brady Rockhold stands on first. And now Lance Hensler will bat. He popped out to the third baseman, Braden Stats, in the second inning. This pitch taken outside for ball one. 1-0 the count to Lance Hensler. Top of the order coming up after Hensler, Ethan Edwards. And here's the pitch. He shows bunt, puts it down. Is this going to die? And it will. And oh my, it's three infield singles for the Eagles to start this bottom of the fourth inning. Everybody moves up a base. Lane Atha on third, Brady Rockhold on second, Lance Hensler on first, and it's the top of the order, Ethan Edwards. Edwards is 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Now batting in the fourth inning. And this one popped up and out of play. So 0-1 the count to Ethan Edwards. Eastern leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Taken outside, evens the count at 1-1. Pitch just high, taken for another ball. 2-1 the count to Ethan Edwards. Bases are loaded with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Outside, and the count runs to 3-1. No place to put him. And so Fields is going to have to bring something here over the plate. Ethan Edwards, I'm sure, with a one-strike count, is looking to swing. And oh my. So this one is taken for a ball. And a run will score. So that's an RBI for Ethan Edwards. He heads to first, as that is the first walk of the contest for Parker Fields. Lance Hensler moves to second. Brady Rockhold moves to third. Lane Atha scores to make it 3-1 Eagles. And still the bases are loaded with nobody out. As Parker Fields works to limit the damage here. One run has crossed. And the left-handed batting Hunter needs a single, a stolen base in the first inning. Takes this one over the plate for strike one. Nice looking pitch from Parker Fields. 0-1 the count. Alex Collins on deck. Caleb Abner in the hole for the Eagles. From the stretch, here's the pitch. This one up in the air. Second baseman Harrison Lloyd. Nope, Eli Rickard actually comes over and makes the play from first base. And so one out, nobody moves. Pop out three. Productive situation there for Parker Fields as he gets an out with no runs coming across. And now Alex Collins will bat. Bases loaded now with one out. And we're going to get a meeting on the mound. Wondering if that's going to be it for Parker Fields. Head coach of the White Falcons, Billy Zussman, coming out to the mound. And yep, we're going to get a pitching change here as Seth Olinger coming in from right field. So Seth Olinger, it would appear, is going to take the mound. And let's see what the White Falcons elect to do defensively. So Seth Olinger will replace Parker Fields on the mound. Parker Fields, it would appear, is going to head out of the game. And coming in is number 11 for the White Falcons. Looks like he's going to play right field, and number 11 would be Cade Blacks. he'll take over in right field. Seth Olinger moves from right field to the pitcher's mound, and Parker Fields. Yeah, now I see Parker Fields coming into the game as coming back in. Just wonder if maybe Wahama is just removing the DH possibly. As the DH was batting for Parker Fields, that was Jake Roberts was batting for Parker Fields. Fields is out there on the mound still as Seth Olinger gets his practice pitches in. Warm-up pitches, I should say. Home plate umpire saying 2 left, 2 left. Yeah, Parker Fields is going to remain in the game at second base. As Harrison Lloyd, I'm looking here in right field. Can't see a number. I do not believe. Yeah, that is not. Okay. So Harrison Lloyd is out of the game. Parker Fields moves to second base. Seth Olinger on the mound. And here's the first pitch from Seth Olinger, taken low for ball 1. As Alex Collins is the batter. Alex Collins 0 for 2, pop out to the first baseman, fly out to left field. Now batting with the bases loaded and 1 out, swing and a miss. Again, a healthy cut. 1-1 the count to Alex Collins. Caleb Abner on deck, Rowan Gilmore in the hole for the Eagles. They lead 3-1, looking for more. Swung on and fouled off again. 1-2 the count to Alex Collins. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Eastern leading 3-1. 1-2 pitch. And this is belted right to the first baseman. They're going to take the out, allow the runner to score. And so that will be an RBI on the fielder's choice. So fielder's choice 3 unassisted. And Alex Collins with the RBI on the play. As Brady Rockhold crosses the plate to make it 4-1 Eagles. Lance Hensler did move to third on the play. And Ethan Edwards stands on second now with 2 outs. Caleb Abner will bat. 2 for 2 with 2 singles, an RBI, and a stolen base for Caleb Abner. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. And here's the 0-1 pitch behind Abner as he had to lean forward to let that one go by. 1-1 now the count. Hey, that's part of the game. Sometimes you get a reliever in there. He's trying to work himself through as this one bounces in. Now 2-1 the count as Seth Olinger is trying to, again, limit the damage. 2 runs have come across in the inning, but the Eagles had the bases loaded with nobody out to start the frame. This one low as well. Now 3-1 the count. And with first base open, Abner 2 for 2 as mentioned. Maybe the thought is put him on first base and go up against Rowan Gilmore, who is 0 for 2 in the game. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Olinger. Outside, taken for ball 4. First walk for Olinger, second walk for Wahama pitching. And Rowan Gilmore will bat. Struck out in the first, flew out to Hayden Lloyd in left field in the 3rd inning. Now batting with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the 4th. Eastern leading 4-1. Gilmore swing and a miss as Rowan Gilmore tries to break this one open for the Eagles. 0-1 the count. Belted into right field. Is this going to stay fair? And it does not. A foul ball. Oh my, Rowan Gilmore with a nice looking cut there. Took that one for a good ride down the first base line, but it ended up foul. And now the count 0-2 to the senior first baseman for the Eagles. So Gilmore will steady himself and head back into the batter's box. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Taken high, now 1-2. And Zollinger just, again, trying to kind of get a feel for his location here. 1-2 the count. Fouled back into the dugout. Oh my. As Aiden Wilhelm on deck, knocked off his feet. But he looks no worse for wear. And here's the 1-2 count to Gilmore. Foul, back out of play. Back onto the softball field. And the count stays at 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Popped up and shortstop makes the play. That's Aiden Young. Pop out 6. So for the Eagles, they score 2 runs off of 3 hits and 3 left on base. So that will end it for the bottom of the 4th. We'll head to the 5th inning. 4-1. Eagles leading the White Falcons here on Total Media YouTube Sports.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And as we come back, a nice sliding catch by Rowan Gilmore at first base on a hard hit ball by Harrison Lloyd. First pitch swinging. So line out 3. Nice play by Rowan Gilmore at first base. And we head to the top of the order now. Blake Henry will bat. First pitch outside, taken for a ball. Blake Henry is 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Clayton Moore delivers a strike. The count even at 1-1. Clayton Moore out for his 5th inning of work. As he's had some base runners here and there. Has worked through the lineup fairly well. Here's to the second baseman, and the out recorded. Blake Henry hustling down the line, made it a close play, but Wilhelm to Gilmore, 4-3 on the putout. And Braden Stats will step in very quickly. 2 outs. Clayton Moore working quickly through this 5th inning. Braden Stats 0 for 2. Reached on an error in the first inning. Fits this one foul down the third base line and grounded out unassisted to Gilmore in the 3rd inning. Now 0-1 the count. Hayden Lloyd on deck should Stats reach. Put into play. Gilmore comes over. Oh, and the ball takes a crazy hop and gets away. So call E3 on that one. But Gilmore was there. The ball just took a crazy hop off the grass. Sometimes you get a little bit of rain and working on the infield, and you get some of the dirt maybe moved a little bit. I'm trying here. But Braden Stats reaches on the air with 2 outs, throw over, and boy, a close play. They're saying they got him. Oh my. 2 pickoffs in the game for Clayton Moore. Wow. As it was close, the base umpire said it happened, and so there you go. So the out recorded, and that will retire the side. So for the White Falcons, no runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning, 4-1. Eagles holding the lead here on Total Media Sports YouTube. And we will head into the bottom of the 5th inning. Eastern will send 6, 7, 8 batters here. Aiden Wilhelm, Lane Atha, Brady Rockhold, and then the 9-hitter Lance Hensler should anybody reach. The Eagles are leading 4-1. Seth Olinger remains on the pitcher's mound for the White Falcons. He was able to record 2 outs to finish off the 4th inning. As the Eagles loaded the bases with nobody out to start the 4th inning, later scored 2 runs in the frame. But all things considered, Parker Fields and Seth Olinger did a pretty solid job there, limiting that to just 2 runs for the Eagles. Fouled off by Aiden Wilhelm. 0-1 the count. Wilhelm is 0 for 2. Fly out to center field, fly out to left field. Now 0-1 the count. And this one belted to center field. Blake Henry with a nice running catch. As yet again, he makes the catch. Fly out 8. Blake Henry playing very solidly in center field, which is something we've become accustomed to seeing over the years. Blake Henry, a fine 2-way player for the White Falcons. And Lane Atha, the hitter, he's going to pop this one up, and Parker Fields, replacing Harrison Lloyd at second base, makes the catch. Pop out 4. And very quickly again, we've got 2 outs. We saw that in the top of the 5th. Now we see it in the bottom of the 5th. Brady Rockhold, the batter. Rockhold is 2 for 2 with 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. Very productive afternoon so far for Rockhold. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. It's 1-0 the count with 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Hits the outside corner for strike 2. Or excuse me, to even the count at 1-1. Lance Hensler on deck should Brady Rockhold reach. Here's the 1-1 pitch, fouled away. Evens the or gives a 1-2 count. 1-2 the count to Brady Rockhold. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. And that is the 3rd strikeout for Wahama pitching. And just like that, that'll do it in the bottom of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We'll head to the top of the 6th. The Eagles leading 4-1 here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Top of the 6th inning, welcome back. Eagles leading 4-1. Clayton Moore on the mound for his 6th inning of work as the White Falcons have gathered 3 hits through 5 innings. So Clayton Moore has scattered 3 hits through his 5 innings of work. The diminutive lefty on the mound for the Eagles. And he will face the 4, 5, 6 batters. Excuse me, no, he will face the 3, 4, 5. Hayden Lloyd will lead off the inning as the wind picks up, as Braden Stats was picked off to finish the previous inning, and so now Hayden Lloyd will continue his at-bat. Pops this one up. Rowan Gilmore settling in under it, and he will make the catch. So pop out 3. And Seth, and now Eli Rickard will step in. Pop out 3 for Hayden Lloyd to lead off the 6th inning. And now Eli Rickard, who is 0 for 2, will bat, nobody on, 1 out. Outside, ball 1 to Eli Rickard. And this looks like it's going to drop in, a base hit over the shortstop's head. Ethan Edwards gave it a look, but not much he could do there. Single over the shortstop's head, and now a 1-out base runner in the form of Eli Rickard, and Seth Olinger will step in. Seth Olinger 1 for 2, ground out, and a single. As you can hear that wind picking up, it's been a breezy afternoon. This one's popped up. Moore is calling it off, and he will make the catch. Pop out 1. And now 2 outs in the inning. Aiden Young will bat. Aiden Young 0 for 2, reached on an error in the 4th. Now batting in the 6th with Eli Rickard leading off of first base and 2 outs from the stretch. Clayton Moore throws to first. I'll tell you, he's got 2 pickoffs in the contest. You know, sometimes for left-handers, they've got that nice view of first base, a little bit quicker motion. Just step off the rubber and sling it over. First pitch right over the heart of the plate, taken for strike 1. 0-1. Here's the pitch taken low. Evens the count at 1-1. 4-1, Eagles leading the White Falcons here in the top of the 6th inning. Wahama running out of opportunities with 2 outs and a runner on first base. And this one belted to right center field, but a good play. Lane Atha able to track it down. Fly out 9. Nice read on the ball. And that will retire the side for the White Falcons. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Score remaining, Eagles 4, White Falcons 1, here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And here we go into the bottom of the 6th inning. As the sun trying to peek out from behind some clouds. And it's just been a nice afternoon for baseball. A little bit breezy, but the rain has disappeared. The sun's peeking through, and the Eagles are leading the White Falcons 4-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. For the Eagles, it'll be 9-1-2. Lance Hensler, Ethan Edwards, Hunter Needs. Lance Hensler steps in. He's 1 for 2 with a single. And it was actually a bunt single in the 4th inning, as that was the play that loaded the bases for the Eagles with nobody out. And this one put into play, a sharp single right back past the pitcher, Seth Olinger, as Lance Hensler now 2 for 3 in the contest. And we go back to the top of the order. Ethan Edwards. Ethan Edwards is 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, or a double, a walk, an RBI, and a run scored. And he's going to fly out to the center fielder, Blake Henry. First pitch swinging. Fly out 8, and Hunter Needs will bat. Hunter Needs is 1 for 3 with a single and a stolen base. One on, one out. Runner takes off. Here's the throw, and not in time. Stolen base for Lance Hensler. Now the runner in scoring position with 1 out. Hunter Needs followed by Alex Collins, Caleb Abner in the hole for the Eagles. Seth Olinger on the mound. Fouled and out of play. 1-1 the count. To Hunter Needs. 1-1 the count to Hunter Needs. With the runner on second base and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Again, a strong cut. As we've seen the pitchers for both teams induce a lot of very healthy swing throughs. 1-2. Popped up. Parker Field settles in under it. Pop out 4. Hunter Needs is retired. And Alex Collins will bat. Alex Collins 0 for 3 with an RBI. And a fielder's choice ground out to the first baseman to plate Brady Rockhold with the 4th run of the contest for the Eagles, as this one's fouled away. 0-1 the count. Caleb Abner on deck. Should Collins reach? 2 outs now in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lance Hensler leads off a second base. Right there over the plate for strike 2. Beautiful pitch from Seth Olinger. 0-2 now the count to Collins, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Collins puts this one in play. It's a base hit. Here comes Hensler. They're going to send him, and the ball gets by the right fielder, and that'll make no play. Nobody advanced, and so Collins with the RBI single to right field, as he was, it would have taken a phenomenal throw. So RBI single for Alex Collins. Lance Hensler scores to make it 5-1 Eagles. And Collins will lead off at first base. Caleb Abner, the batter. Abner is 2 for 2 with 2 singles, 2 stolen bases, an RBI, and a walk. And very good work behind home plate as well for Caleb Abner. Doing a fine job working with Clayton Moore on the mound to hold the White Falcons to just 1 run through 6 innings, as this one's fouled out of play. 0-1 to Caleb Abner. Runner on first base with 2 outs. 1 run in for the Eagles. They lead 5-1. And low on the pitch evens the count at 1-1. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. 1-2 to Abner. Rowan Gilmore on deck for the Eagles. 1-2 pitch taken low, and the runner takes off. Here's the throw, not in time, and another stolen base. Alex Collins with the steal, as the Eagles have been very active on the base paths. 2 stolen bases in the first inning, 1 stolen base in the second, and now 2 here in the 6th inning. 3-2 to count to Caleb Abner. Runner on second base with 2 outs. Belted to the third baseman, nice catch. Braden Stats hauls that one in, line out 5, and that ends the threat. So for the Eagles, 1 run on 2 hits, 1 left on base. We'll head to the top of the 7th inning. Last chance for the White Falcons. It's 5-1 Eagles here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And welcome back for the top of the 7th inning. Last chance for the White Falcons here. They have 7, 8, 9. Parker Fields, Jake Roberts, and we'll see who the 3rd batter is, as Harrison Lloyd was taken out of the game. Not sure who that 9-hole batter will be, but it will definitely be Parker Fields and the DH, Jake Roberts, batting 1st and 2nd here for the White Falcons. As the White Falcons held to 4 hits through 6 innings. As Clayton Moore will get the opportunity to finish this one off, and he's pitched to Jim. 4 hits, 1 run through 6. Parker Fields, the batter, he's 1 for 2 with a single, and then he's got a nice play by Brady Rockhold at third base. I was about to say he's got another single, but Brady Rockhold says no, no, sir. And so the line out 5 to start us off here in the top of the 7th inning. And Jake Roberts 0 for 2 fouls the first pitch off. Brady Rockhold, nice leaping catch at third base. He's seen a lot of action at the hot corner today. So look, Evens the count at 1-1. 1-1 to Jake Roberts. And on deck for the White Falcons is number 11. This pitch taken high. And number 11, yeah, that would be Cade Blackshire. Cade Blackshire. I think I butchered his name earlier. He was in right field after the pitching change, replacing Seth Olinger in right field, Cade Blackshire, and so he'll get an at bat. 3-1 the count to Jake Roberts. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled off, and the count runs full. As Clayton Moore has walked one batter in the this pitch is out of the game for Clayton Moore. Jake Roberts will stand on first base now with one out, and Blackshire, the batter, Cade Blackshire, left-handed batting number 11, entered the game in right field. And puts this one into play to the second baseman. They're going to get the lead runner. No chance at the double play, but smart baseball there. They go 4-6 on the putout. And Wahama down to their final out. As Blackshire remains at first base, Roberts chopped down on the putout. First pitch taken outside. Blake Henry, the batter. Blake Henry is 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored in the first inning. Last opportunity here for the White Falcons. Fouled. And Rowan Gilmore in foul territory. Not sure if the camera caught that or not, and that'll do it. So pop out 3, and that'll finish it up. And really quickly here, we'll go through the hitters for both teams. We'll start with the White Falcons. They score 1 run off of 4 hits. Blake Henry with a single and a run scored. Let's see. Hayden Lloyd reached with a walk. Eli Rickard with a single. Seth Olinger with a single. And Jake Roberts reached via walk also. And that is it for the White Falcons. 1 run off of 4 hits. Their record drops to 7-9 on the season. And for the Eastern Eagles, their record goes up to 9-2 now on the season. They score 5 runs off of 11 hits. And as mentioned, those 6 stolen bases, very active on the base paths throughout. 6 stolen bases in 6 innings of batting. Ethan Edwards ends the game with a double, a run scored, a walk, and an RBI. Hunter Needs a single and a stolen base. Alex Collins, a single, a stolen base, 2 RBI. Caleb Abner, 2 singles, a walk, 2 stolen bases, and an RBI. Let's see. Lane Atha, 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and a stolen base. Brady Rockhold, 2 singles, a run scored, and an RBI. And rounding out the batting for the Eagles, Lance Hensler, with 2 singles, a run scored, and a stolen base. So that's going to do it. 11 hits, 5 runs. The Eagles pick up the victory tonight. Our next broadcast tomorrow night will be radio only on 92.1. We'll be in Mason as the White Falcons take on the Meigs Marauders. That'll be a 5 o'clock start. Rick Ash and Brian Allen will be there for that one. And so that's going to do it from here in Tupper's Plains. The Eagles pick up the victory 5-1 over the White Falcons. Thanks to everybody at the station and out here on the field. I'm Brian Allen, and I hope everybody has a great rest of your week. Stay safe, and God bless.